The story takes place in a luxury villa in Thailand. The maids here have changed one after another. Because they all saw the flashing black shadow in the house, they all choose to resign. The wife is convinced that there is no soul in the world. The maid is not suitable to find another one, but her daughter had an abnormality. Every night when she went to sleep, she would see dark shadows in the dark. It was judged to be hereditary dementia. Neither side of the family has such a disease. After hearing the doctor's words, they lowered their heads. They seemed to be hiding something. They urgently needed to hire a new maid to take care of their daughter. The housekeeper soon found the right person, Joey. Joey, a first-timer, looked at the luxurious villa and wondered. After meeting the young lady she would be taking care of, she realizes that she has never been outside the house. She was not allowed to step outside the house. Joey was put in a dormitory room. She officially starts work tomorrow. At night, Joey saw a dark shadow flash in the mirror. She was startled. After stabilizing herself, she falls asleep. The next day, the maid took her to see the wife. She asked her basic questions. She knew that her last job was as a maid in a foreigner's house, but because her employer had gone back to his country, the house was sold. That's why she came here. After learning about it, Joey got to work. Patiently, she would sing children's songs to her little master and put her to sleep, and the little owner soon accepted her. While giving her a bath, Joey asked her if she wanted to go outside. She said she would love to. If she could get out, she could go anywhere. The two of them were playing with bubbles in the bathroom. But suddenly, the little mistress changed. She and Joey both saw a dark figure leaning over the doorframe watching them. Joey wasn't afraid. After putting her little master to sleep, she came out into the hallway with a creepy smile. She had come to the cottage for a different reason. In the dead of night, she enters the husband's study. Here she found a stack of photographs, but while she was looking at them, the dark shadow reappeared. It startled her. She took out the photo. She said she had found it while cleaning. The maid in it looked very much like the dark figure wandering around the villa. The wife took the picture and said, "This is just a person of no importance. Don't ask too much about what you shouldn't ask. The dark figure is just a figment of your imagination." She sent Joey to bed. She was lost in her own memories. Years ago, there was a maid at the villa named Ploy. She was the only person in the whole villa who would compliment her. As for her own husband, was just a soft-spoken loser. He married himself. He only married her because her family was rich and powerful. Because she couldn't have children, her husband wouldn't even sleep with her. Living in this huge villa every day, the wife often felt lonely and isolated. It was the appearance of Ploy chased away her gloom. She always complimented her on her beauty, expressing her affection for her. Gradually, they became close friends. But then Ploy disappeared. Everyone said she had left without saying goodbye. Joey heard about it from the other servants. But she always felt that there was something more to it than that. She began to observe the behavior of her wife and husband. She found that whenever anything related to Ploy was mentioned, they would get furious. The gentleman kept apologizing to the photo of Ploy. Perhaps he sensed that Joy was investigating him. That night, Ploy brought her through a dream world. He brought her to the time before his death. Because the wife and husband had been married for years and hadn't produced anything, there was a lot of talk among friends. In order to have another child in the family, the wife used Ploy's love for herself. She asked her to seduce her husband. The husband took the bait, and Ploy soon became pregnant. She gave birth to a child. She takes care of her every day. But one day, while cleaning the bathroom, I heard the baby's cries. In her haste, she fell down, hit her head on the bathtub. She was bleeding. The wife who arrived did not help, silently closed the door, because as long as Ploy was dead, she could take her baby. Waiting for Ploy to die, she asked the family driver and maids to take her to the burial. When the burial took place, the gentleman found that Ploy was still alive, but looking at his wife standing in the house. But he was afraid to help. He could only watch as Ploy was buried alive. The unjustly dead Ploy remained at the villa, and Joey was Ploy's sister. She entered the villa for the purpose to investigate the cause of her sister's death. Knowing all the truth, she decided to take revenge. First, she met with a doctor. Because of her dementia, she had been receiving treatment for 2 years. In order to convince the doctors that she was fine, she hid a lot, including her last job. In fact, her employer did not return to the country. Instead, he had a lust for her. Joey killed him when he resisted. After taking care of her employer's estate and house, she then came to the villa. She told the doctor that she had found her sister. To help her take care of the baby, she would bring her along to the next follow-up appointment. The doctor believed she was doing well. She was relieved to be let go. Tonight, it's Madam's birthday party. It's also Joey's revenge party. She had everything ready. First she suffocated the driver who had an asthma attack. Let him feel what it's like to be trapped in a bag and unable to breathe. Then she went to the kitchen and tied up the head maid, slit her throat. After dealing with the enablers, she changed her clothes. She came to the party with the wine. She served the guests warmly. One by one, she handed them their drinks. The hypocritical lady and gentleman didn't know that the wine was poisoned, pretending to act out their love in front of everyone. Joey on the sidelines applauded. It's almost time for the highlight of the party. Joey put on the headphones for the little master in the house. She changed into his raincoat, grabbed his knife and entered the ballroom again. One by one the guests who had drunk the poison wine fell down. Joey stepped over them and went to the lady's room. The lady, who had drunk the poisoned wine, was having a seizure. She would suffer the same pain as Ploy. She would suffocate slowly until she died. She tries to fight back, but Joey kills her instead. And that's when the gentleman realized something was wrong, went downstairs and saw the ST. There was a fire outside the door. He had nowhere to run. Joey showed up and gave him a piece of his mind. They all died the same way Ploy did, with red snow in the corner of their eyes. After the feud was over, Joey came to the room and took the little master away. As she left, she looked back at the cottage. She burst into tears.